let's go ahead, fire this bad boy up. Hey, what's up, YouTube? Welcome to Play It Painted Live. Hope you guys are having a good Sunday evening. It should be, because we don't have work tomorrow, people. Right? We shouldn't. Let's see. I want to add the live chat viewer. Ooh, gross. Nobody wants. Let's do it like that. There we do. There we go. Let's go like that, and let's. Sorry, I'm going to change the opacity and make that sucker completely clear. And let's make the messages come in, I don't know, black. And let's the viewers kind of talk in gold. There we go. There we go. Okay, let's hope that is enough real estate on that side of the board. Actually, I do have. All right. So tonight we're going to be painting some Monsterpocalypse. This thing, which is called, what's it called? Snack guy. Gaussimal. Yes. Gaussimal is what we're doing. I'm gonna hop in. We're gonna take another risk tonight, buddy. We're gonna hop in to the. We're just gonna hope that people, are entertaining or whatever. But I'll be in the. Let's hop in the on air. Okay. Let's hop into on air and let's turn on split in there and turn that on. Okay, cool. So yeah, we are in the on air section. If you are a member or a subscriber to my Twitch, you can hop in the on air section. So this model is actually quite cool. It's just that it is snacky, right? We're gonna that's the right way to describe this. The snack is snacky, and we're gonna put some. I'm gonna airbrush some base color on it, and that'll help get things started on it. And I think what I want to do is we're going to go with like a warp lightning color here, so you can see good old GW pots that don't close. Good old GW pots. Let's see if I can remove the parts here that prevent, because contrast paint is like, ooh, it is pretty sticky, pretty treacherous stuff when it comes down to it. So keeping the chime clean so that you can adequately close the pot is a challenge. That stuff is really tough. See that? Super tough. See if I can, oh, there we go. See if I can get a seal on it, then I can actually shake it up. We can deal with it there. Am I getting more? Still getting some messages. Hold on. Messages. Maybe somebody's telling me like they can't hear me. Let's see. Oh, what is this? Okay, there's some other chat going on. All right. Anyway, let's get back to what we're doing. Okay. So, I'm going to want some green on the majority of this model. So let's start there. Let's block in some green using warp green contrast paint. And yeah, believe it or not, I love airbrushing contrast paint because it covers extremely well. And you can build it up just like any glaze. See how nicely that goes down? If you want to know what the undercoat was of this this was gray primer, right? This was gray Stynylrez Res primer. Gray Stynylrez Res primer with white ink and then gloss varnish. All right, so you can see the color going on there. And let's just I'm definitely, oh, I was like, I must be clogged. I'm not getting any pressure on. Well, it's because I don't have my compressor on. Hey, what's up, Nelson? Rayquaza. Yeah, that's, yeah, how come that's not connecting? Weird. Let me try on this side. Why isn't the chat? Oh, I didn't authorize. Hold on. Yeah, play painted, sure. Okay. Should be good to go. Okay, good. Alright. Alright. There we go. Now I got some air pressure back on it. Get this thing going with its green body. I think this is one of the more simple monsters I've got on this commission, because it's, you know, it's really only a couple of colors. Yeah, no problem, Nelson. I had a lot of fun painting that. I mean, let's be real. That was almost as much a gift for me as it was for you. You know, you expressed some interest in that team the other day, and I was like, I really want to paint that. And it would be fun to get Nelson back out there playing a little Malfoy with us. So let's, and I hadn't figured out what I was going to get you for your birthday anyway. So I was like, you know what? Hey, what's up, Jason? This meets all criteria. Let's go with it. So that's literally my thought process, and I looked at that Nephilim box and I said to myself, you know, I could take a night off of the Monsterpocalypse and just knock that one out real quick. And the reason is this, Nelson. I have painted, over the years, I have painted Nephilim. I've painted like Lilith Cruz from Malifaux many, many times over the years. And so, so I already knew, without even looking at the box art, you know, what the main colors were going to be. I knew I didn't want to do the standard blue Nephilim. I think that's a terrible color for the Nephilim, and I don't understand why that is the box art color, but whatever. Right? I like my version of the Nephilim. The only other color I would ever consider for Nephilim would be to make them look like gargoyles, right? You're shopping for the teams? Okay. Well, oh, you're talking about what other keyword would you want to run for Neverborn? We can look at that. Let's finish putting this green down. We'll do a little shopping on the Malifaux app here. I think that would be fun. Isn't there a thing I think I can do? Let me try something. Hold on. First, let's get this green down. There, snake is done. We're just gonna call it. Just kidding. There you go. Thanks for watching Play It Paint It Live. Just a green snick thing. Don't need any actually. Don't need to do any painting on this thing. Just green. Just accept it for what it is. It's green. The green snecky thing. Woo! I get so nervous about holding this thing upside down. Do not want it to just fall over. Right? That is a very real fear. Would be for the snack to fall over. Ugh, hold on. Need a little more green. A little more green. Whoa. I almost bought you some more for today to bring that crew up to 50 soulstones. But I was honestly worried though, like, okay, well, if I bought more stuff for your crew to bring it to 50 soulstones, then for sure I'm going to start spending more money on me. And I don't want that. Because, as I was explaining to Chris earlier, I am very, very, very happy with the Malifaux keywords I currently run and the crews I currently run. I don't want to own any other keywords right now. I want to be happy with what I've got. But I still like to paint this stuff. Still really, really love painting Malifaux. That's just the reality. Love painting Malifaux. Alright. Okay, that's pretty nice. Alright. Alright. Let's leave Rayquaza or whatever his name is. Let's let him dry for a bit. Now, because this is contrast paint, one downside is contrast paint is extremely sticky. So I may actually have to seal him again before we can really do some better painting. Corrupted Hounds is great. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I had ideas what I wanted to do. I still might do it. I'm not lying. Just because that there are certain things I want to paint that I think are awesome. And Nephilim Crew is so cool. It's so good for demos because it just does what it does. It's like one of the best. Oh, no wonder. It's like my lighting isn't. There we go. Does that seem better? That seems better. It seems better to me, guys. Alright. I want to see if this thing... I think you could do this now, right? I'm going to try something. It could be like a zombified Hela. Ooh. Alright. Yeah. Let's let this robot guy chill out for a minute. Alright. Ooh. I've been trying really hard to keep this airbrush as clean as I can because I'm getting tired of clogs. Ugh. So, even like cleaning out the needle guard. After you spray contrast paint, you are gonna wanna get this nice and clean because contrast paint drying in your airbrush is a nightmare. Okay, all right. Let me see something. Let me see something. All right. What if I went like this and I went let's go to my phone. Is there a way to get to the screen? Apps? I wonder if it will let me. Ooh. Let me access that. Oh, this is cool. What? Connect to the same Wi-Fi. I am on the same Wi-Fi. Am I not on the same Wi-Fi? Let's see if it will. Try again. I just want to see if this works. Yeah, there is a Neverborn faction book. You don't necessarily need it. But here we go. Okay. Cool. Cool. Let's do this, guys. I'm excited. All right. I've never done this. This should be cool. Screen capture. Oh, that's so cool. Okay. Oh, that's so cool. Oh, that's so cool. Okay. I love that. I know, it's the little things. It's the little things. Ugh. Okay. Hold on. I can't get it to be that cool and have Play It Painted at the same time. I'll shrink. That's how much I love you, Malfoy. I'm going to shrink my own logo so that we can do this cool app thing together. All right? So, anyway, but this is what's cool about this, guys, is like you can actually get to my own cruise from here, right? Without signing in some online thing. It's just dope. And this is the phone app. So let's go to cards, okay? And let's go to Neverborn, okay? And let's go to keyword, okay? And what's cool is I can hear my phone kind of. Ugh, how do I? Nope. I need to scroll up. Oh, I see, the keyword's backwards. There we go. All right. So here's one thing I like to do. Yeah, I'm casting the phone app. It's pretty sick. All right. So your keyword is Nephilim, right? So Nephilim. So young Nephilim, which you have. Mature, which you have. Nekema, which you have. Teratots are which you don't have. And those are the ones, I believe these are the ones that grow off of corpse markers. Okay? And this is kind of one of the things that you want for your Nekema crew, right? Is you want to have, how do you go? Oh, yes. Okay. How do they grow, though? Relish in blood. After this model kills an enemy model with higher cost or removes a corpse marker, it gains a grow token. After gaining a grow token, this model may discard 2 grow tokens to replace itself with a Nephilim minion of size 1 or greater than itself, right? So you go from Teratots up to young Nephilim up to mature Nephilim, right? Because young Nephilim, I believe, have the same thing. So you grow, so that's part of the mechanic of the Nephilim, is you have black blood, which is awesome thing. They have regeneration, they have flight, and then that relish in blood means that your You're not exactly a summoner, but you are like you're like a kind of like a watered down summoner, because you're going to take cheap minions and grow them into really stronger minions. Okay, so some things to consider. I was talking with Chris about having, well, let me, about having Lilu and Lilitu, which is kind of nice because that box would take you to 50 right there. Unfortunately, they don't lend directly into they don't lend directly into that grow mechanic, but they're both very good product um, minions. Corrupted Hounds are also very good. Black Blood Shaman is also very, very good, right? So, um, so I don't know. I think there is also, isn't there a guild creature that is also Nephilim? No. Anyway, well, let's go ahead. Let's do this. Um, let's go ahead and create a crew. Um, let's just create the new Nekoma crew, right? So go like that, and we're gonna select Nekoma, and right, and we're going to hire. See who can they hire? Well, let's start with see. Let's start with what we get in the box, right? Um, whoop. No, I don't want the Lilitu. Okay, well, I'll mature. Okay, so you get mature, a mature, you get too young. Okay. I guess you could have a Lilitu. I like Lilitu, personally, but... Whoa. No! Stop! Hold on. Let's chuck Lulu and Lilitu. Alright. Right, so let's go... Who else can you hire into this? I thought... Is there any... Zoraida? No. Guild? No. Okay. So this crew, it looks like they really don't have a lot of... Wow. What? This is the problem with trying to do this on your phone. We do not want Lucius on this team. Can they take any Arcanus? Marcus. That's it. Okay. So you're pretty much... Here's kind of how I would do it. Right? I would... Let's go back to hire. Let's get rid of... You probably only want to start with one mature. Okay? You probably only want to start with one young. There. Now we have all kinds of room left. Right? So, I'm a big fan of the Black Blood Shaman. Right? And how many Corrupted Hounds can you take? Let's see. Black Blood, Regeneration Run, Pack Mentality. Friendly models, actions, purpose, friendly. Yeah, like these are pretty good. You can take up to 4 of them. Wow. So you can actually have a really high model count Nephilim crew if you wanted to run those. Frankly, I like Terratots because you could grow them. But it's unrealistic to grow like more than 2 or 3, right? And I think you're only allowed 3. Okay. So, you could... So you want at least 1 Terratot. Let's take 2. That way we might we might be able to grow another one during the course of the game. And then let's look at Lilu and Lilitu. Alright, Lilitu, Generation 1. Okay. Okay, so Lilu and Lilitu, it looks like they can also grow into matures, which is not bad. It's not bad. I mean, it's not bad. She has a lore. She's just a cool model. I kind of like Lily too. Lilu. Um, let's look at. All right, sharp claws, drink blood. Okay, with an infect, so you get a little poison mechanic in there. Masochistic thoughts. Ooh. Okay, so you get a little bit extra. So what's cool is you get some cool area damage out of that because of black blood. So you can really exploit black blood with that tactical ability. That's cool. Yeah. I don't know. They don't seem terribly impressive, but I mean, why not? I just think they're cool. I would just add them. There you go. And you still have 5 soul stones left. And at that point, you might as well, if you can take a corrupted hound, you could and only have 2 soul stones. I just, with how high stat the crew is, I don't think you need to run a lot of soul stones. So let's just look at that, right? You may want to take an upgrade instead of that blood, and maybe you chuck a Terratot. That way you do have room for upgrades and that kind of thing. Hey, what's up, Matt? Let's throw one of these tots out. Give me your tots. All right, so let's throw that tot out. Let's look at some upgrades. Ancient Pact. I do not spend enough time looking at Neverborn stuff, so I don't know. Avoid Doom. After this model flips for the Black Joker, it may discard the Black Joker without the effect and flip a new card. That's kind of hot, but not great. That's very situational. Ill Omens +1. You increase the value of initiative flips by +1. That's nice. If the model is a minion, which is what we're intending to do, it gains the following ability. At the end of this model activation, it may draw a card. I mean, that's decent. I don't know if that's worth 2 soul stones, but it's decent. Let's look at this. A final veil. After this model is killed within 6 inches, after another model is killed, this model heals 1. It's not bad. Dispel magic. End 1 condition on the target. If the model is a minion, it gains Counterspell, which I am a big fan of Counterspell. As somebody who plays Arcanus, I know Counterspell is pretty sweet. I mean, these aren't bad. Inhuman. Whoa, I didn't mean to take it. Okay, Blade Rush is sweet. Blade Rush is a big thing, especially on flying models. It's pretty sweet. Scamper. It may push up to 2 inches. After an enemy model within 6 inches cheats fate, its model may push up to 2 inches in any direction. That's pretty sweet. And if it's a minion, this model may declare the charge action while engaged. That's kind of fire. Kind of fire. Can you put that on Lilu? Is Lilu a minion? Lilu is a minion! Oh! Let's check that. Let's put on Lilu. Put on Lilu. Why not? Why not? That's pretty dope. If you wanted to go that route instead of taking the, well, instead of taking the other hound. And now you do have 4 soul stones left, which is going to make Nekema a lot harder to kill. So, just a thought. Just some ideas. Oh, you just bought the core rulebook. Dang, Nelson. I feel bad. I feel like I caused this, because I definitely caused this. I definitely caused this, but I didn't know. I was like, well, if you play it, cool. You play it. If you don't play it, you have a cool looking crew to throw around the table. You know what I'm saying? So, Anyways, I don't know. That's a pretty hot, like that's a pretty fun crew. Here's what I would recommend. Play the shit out of this crew. Like build this keyword up, play it, understand the game within the context of this crew. Okay? Don't be like the rest of us. We're like, oh, I need another keyword. Don't be like us. When I say us, I'm talking about me and Matt and Chris and others. Where we go, oh, I love my crew. Let's buy another one. Don't. If you really want to learn the game and you're kind of struggling to understand the strats and schemes and how duels work and how setup works and all of that, if you really, and this is really, I strongly recommend this. And yeah, it does mean that you're gonna feel like in certain matchups, like, what the hell am I doing? My crew sucks. Okay, that's just the reality. I'm telling you right now. I think you would be better off, though, suffering through a couple of games like that, where some asshole's playing Colette and buries your master. You're you're better off. You're better off playing through that and understanding what's really important in the game than doing the what I call the the faction dance that we play. Like, oh, I must not be good. I swear it's my army, and you go and you buy another army, and you're like, oh, this time it's gonna be great, and it's not great because because here's the thing about Malifaux, and this is what I tell people about, especially Malifaux 3rd Edition. Malifaux 3rd Edition, there are so many masters. There are so many masters that you will never play against every master unless Malifaux becomes your life. I'm not kidding. You will never play against every master Malifaux unless it becomes your life. And if you're one of those guys that needs to know and study everything, well, this is your life now. You're going to learn that. I don't recommend doing it because you need to do other things with your life, folks. You got to, you still got to pay bills and eat and do important shit. So just understand that you are going to run into things regularly, and I mean regularly. You're going to run into stuff that is like, oh, I don't know what the rules are for that. I haven't studied up on what does this crew do. And just understand it's going to feel overpowered when your opponent's telling you all of the stupid bullshit that their crew is capable of. It's going to feel overpowered. Okay, this is how Malifaux works. You're going to play the game. Your crew's going to be super cool, whatever you put on the board. You run into somebody else. They're going to tell you how stupidly overpowered their crew is. You're going to feel like they're overpowered for like a turn and a half. Okay? You're going to say, man, this is bullshit. This guy is so strong. I won't be able to beat him. My cool mechanic isn't as cool as their mechanic. But here, that's the trap. Okay? That's the trap of Malifaux. Malifaux, that's like what's going to separate, the people who can hang on and win a game versus the people that are just going to get mad. What you really have to do, what you really have to focus on in Malifaux is how to get your shit done with your pieces. Most important thing. Yes, it would be nice to know what the hell else the enemy has. It would be great. It would be nice. And if you're playing against a nice opponent, they'll calmly explain to you, oh, I can walk up, do 3 damage, and bury your effing master. If you are playing against somebody nice, they will explain that to you. But understand that ultimately, you will never know everything. Okay? So stick to, get very good at your activations. Get very good at, figuring out how to solve problems with the crew that you play. Okay? What I mean by that is you're going to run into these strats and schemes and go, oh, I need to put scheme markers in the corners of the board. What are my mobile pieces? What are my movement tricks? How do I get pieces out there? How do I get past the enemy beater and slip by and make them attack something else or force them to miss? How do I get my beaters into place to put pressure on his scheme runners? How do I thwart his master? How do I stay out of their realm of control? How do I play my game instead of playing their game? Okay, perfect example of this was the last game that Jason and I played. The strategy was around putting strategy markers down around your side of the board, and the opponent has to come over to your side of the board and pick them up, right? And so Jason, understanding that Hoffman is really, really, really good in a bubble, right? In a power bubble, he put all of his strategy markers kind of in a bubble near his deployment zone because he knows that I can't really handle a straight up brawl with his guys. Conversely, I took my strategy markers and I put my strategy markers way out on every edge of the table because I know that Jason's crew is not nearly as strong when he has to fight on or run to multiple parts of the board simultaneously, right? Breaking up that bubble. So he's trying to force me into a center conflict. I'm trying to split him into various parts, right? That's smart. That's smart Malifaux. You're just like, okay, my crew is good at this, so I'm going to force him to try to play closer to my game than he is going to play to his own game, right? Good advice. I've hopped around so much with different keywords, it's hard to get a grasp on how a crew works. Yeah. And it's the trap, too, because I love painting Malifaux, and I want to paint crew. I want to paint a Malifaux keyword every week. I won't lie to you. Like, I could do that. I could paint a different keyword every week and be totally happy with that. I'm putting some satin varnish down so that this model's not so sticky. Yeah, right? I'd love to do that, but I don't want to play a new crew every week because I would just be absolutely horrible at the game. And, what are the consequences to being bad at Malifaux? Okay? The real consequence to being bad at Malifaux is just never understanding what's going on. Letting a game run for way too long, never understanding what's going on, never feeling like you have any agency in the game. That's the risk that you run. And it's like, that's what it means to be bad at Malifaux. We were talking about this today too. I feel like Malifaux can also be a great game to be bad at. And what I mean by that is Malifaux is it's such a it's such a diverse game in terms of playstyle that I feel like you can pick a bad, like you can be losing badly in a game, but as long as you get to do the cool stuff that your playstyle is, and you're like, oh, it's always cool to do this with my crew and blah 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 blah. As long as you get to do that stuff, like you could lose 7-0 or whatever, and you'll still enjoy the game because it's like, oh man, my crew still got to grow. I got to grow this cool, mature Nephilim in the middle of the game and started tearing apart the other guy's crew, and it was super fun, and I lost 0-7, right? So there you go. Like that's what I like about Malfoy. You could be like, yeah, I got to at least do the cool shit I wanted to do. And yeah, I lost the game, but I don't care. Anyway, if a master has 2 keywords, do you have to declare and choose one only, or can you try to make up a group based on both? Your master, no, you can make up you can include both types of units. Yeah. Anyway, I know Matt already answered it, so, and you guys are hearing my commentary late anyway, so. Yay! I did it. Okay, so let this thing dry for a second. Whoa. And then we'll start 2. And we just give it a little air. Yeah, Matt, we are planning an event, a Malifaux event on the 26th. So we gotta put out the details for that soon. It's going to be a casual type event. I'm calling it Breachside Bingo. And the idea, and I haven't done this yet, but the idea is that we're going to have a bingo card for new players, because it's really going to be a new player-friendly event, and that's the focus. So new players, you're going to get a bingo card that's hopefully going to start teaching you some things about the game, about duels, about game strategies and schemes, that kind of thing. And then if you are a veteran player, and what I mean by veteran is you've played more than 4 or 5 games and you understand the core rules, you count as a veteran player. And so veteran players are going to be encouraged to complete the types of things on their bingo card to help new players, or to explore parts of the game that they may not spend a whole lot of time thinking about, right? So the idea is that, and you get this bingo card and you fill it out and you play. The idea is it is going to be a 3-round thing, but it's not like a tournament. It's just making sure we just have it blocked off so that people get to play 3 games. That's the idea. And some of the games will be at 50 soul stones. Some of the games will just be play your starter box, right? Yeah, June 26th, I believe. June 26th, which is a Saturday. Okay. So yeah. So that's the idea. And you fill out your bingo card, and then we're gonna just raffle something off. New players can turn in their bingo card, and it will count as their admission. They can join the August tournament, because we are planning on actually throwing a tournament. They will have entry into the August tournament, regardless of if they win the bingo thing or not. So it's kind of a nice little bonus for new players. Okay, I'm going to play the new player card, and fill this out, and then I'm going to automatically be allowed to enter in the tournament in August. All right? Doppelganger Changeling, yeah? Zoraida. Yeah. Yeah. Zoraida, like Mei Feng. There's cool masters like that. I still think Mei Feng is underpowered. I'm sorry. I still think that of every master I've seen in the game, I feel like her mechanic is just not enough. It's not enough for the Foundry keyword. It's, that's right. Come at me, Internet. I've said, that's right. I dare to criticize. All right. Oh, man. I just like having that Malifaux thing up. It's so cool. I know that's like draining my phone pretty bad, probably, but it's just cool. Okay, let's get a quick little dry brush down on the screen. I know I haven't done much painting, guys, because I wanted to talk Malifaux. It's a problem. This is like the longest commission I've spent time on, because I've been very busy with family recently, and I'm just taking up more of my time, and busy at work too, right? Before I could, during COVID, I could really crank out commissions much faster because I could paint during meetings, right? Now that I'm having to take some of these meetings live and in person, obviously, I can't do that. And furthermore, I can't even shuffle my deck during meetings. It's very upsetting. Everyone feel bad for me in my first world problems. Okay? It's, support the channel. Feel bad for me and my first world problems. Yeah, Matt, we gotta get back out there, dude. Play some Malifaux. You'll be happy to know Colette faced a bunch of nerfs. So she faced a bunch of nerfs, but she's getting a dope character from the new faction. There's a Explorer Society character who has the performer keyword. He dances a haka. Come on, man. Come on. That's awesome. So yeah. But yeah, I'm excited. I hope we get to play soon. We gotta just find the right time. Work is getting busier, and unfortunately, Malifaux isn't the type of game that we can safely run as a lunchtime game. Matt, if you understand, right? You know how like sometimes I'd be like, "Hey man, can you catch a game from like 11 to 1?" Like I can still kind of do that. But Malifaux is unfortunately it's just too long of a game. I can't safely do that. Yeah, Explorer Society is me and Chris were talking about Explorer Society. They're a very strong faction, but I'll just say this. They're very strong and what they do is very practical, but to me, they're not as fun as a lot of the other keywords. Right? They're just flat out good. And I'm like, Malifaux, I would rather do something ridiculous and sometimes be good than be just like flat out good, and not get the ridiculous crap that I like to pull. Because that's what Malifaux is for me. Is I want to do ridiculous crap during my game, win or lose. I just want to move your piece and put it on the other side of the board and make you feel sad a little bit. and then I feel like, okay, fine. You want to win? Okay, fine. But yeah. Oh, dude. Also, Matt, you know what else we've been playing lately that I think you'll really like? Is we've been playing Way of the Fighter, dude. I got my miniatures in for that game. Dude, that game is fire. You want to talk about a game we can play as a lunch game? We can play like 2 games of Way of the Fighter comfortably. And then just as my lunch game. Right? That game is really good. We've even played the 2v2 mode, and that's fun too. You hear gremlins too much. Yeah, and I feel like this with regards to Malifaux. I'm gonna just oppose the traditional, line of thinking is, just keep lining up tournaments, keep running tournaments, right? I think Malifaux is just such a neat kind of immersive thing that we want to run regular tournaments, don't get me wrong. But as a former henchman, I really enjoyed new player-centric focus events where you're just, you're really trying to get as many new people into the game as possible. I was talking to Sean a little earlier today, and I was telling him I kind of have I'm kind of feeling a little unmotivated recently because I'm feeling a little down because it's like our gaming crew is super fun. We play Defiance, which is super fun game, and we play Way of the Fighter, we play Aristea, we play MCP, we play a bunch of these games, and that's cool and all. But for me, I think what's kind of bumming me out, and no offense to you guys, because I love hanging out with you guys and everything, but what's kind of bumming me out is just not seeing new people show up to events, right? Like we did the Kingdom Cup Fulmination about a month ago. No, a couple weeks ago. And that was super fun. And we did actually have new people show up, but those new people were like the top ranked Guild Ball players in the world. You know what I'm saying? They were not locals. They weren't people that were like, hey, this person, we met this person playing this game, and they're a lot of fun, and let's hang out, right? And that's kind of been kind of bumming me out. I won't lie to you guys. Um, Kelly came up to me yesterday, and she was like, "Hey, Octave, are you planning on hosting a Legion tournament?" And I was like, "No, not on purpose." And she's like, "Yeah, I know you run a lot of different games and stuff, but we're trying to get the TO back for Legion and that kind of thing, but I wasn't sure if you would be interested in doing it." And I was like, "Here you go, buddy." And I was like, "Yeah, no, I mean, I only want to run these systems that I'm running." But at the same time, it's like, man, that would be cool to just try to open it up and see if we could find some more cool players to play some of these other games with. But the whole thing was just sort of, I don't know, it was just, for me, it was just sort of like, like it was just a little, what's the word I'm looking for? Just like losing some motivation over it, right? I love running events. I do. It's what I consider to be my actual hobby, not so much playing the games, but I love kind of just being, like a basic ambassador of the hobby. But that all, but what the real rewarding thing to being, somebody that likes to teach people how to paint miniatures and how to play games and stuff, is that you get to meet and engage with new people all the time. And that's I don't blame, other than COVID, I don't really blame too much of that on external factors. It's just, it's how do you reach more people that currently aren't playing miniature games and get them to try them, right? It's not the same thing as going, oh, you build a 40K army and you spend a few $1,000. You know what I'm saying? You spend a few $1,000 and then you'll be fine. No, that's not. Hey, what's up, Crazy Muter Zero? But you see what I'm saying? It's you don't if somebody's already willing to spend hundreds of thousands or thousands of dollars on a new army and get playing, they've already committed to the hobby, and that's fine. They're gonna go play their 40K ways, and that's okay. I'm talking about like somebody that was on the fence, or somebody that may have come from something else, comic books or RPGs or something, right? Yeah, socializing is the best of gaming. Agree. Yeah, right? And we like that, and we want to continue to have that, but as much as cool as we all are, we just want to see new faces. I don't think anybody disagrees with that. I think we all want to just see new people get into these games and play some of these games with us. So new player events is what I'm like really looking at, specifically for Malifaux, because back when we had the big community for Malifaux, that's really where it was at. Was that we ran a lot of new player focused events, And those things ran very well. Still looking for Riva to join Malifaux? Oh, you're looking for the Riva crew. Dude, they had one in the shop. I'll see if I can find one. I'll see if I can help you find one, dude. Yeah, because yeah, so the 26 will be a thing. Hopefully you guys can make it out to that. It will be new player focused. I don't have the resources I used to have with Malifaux where I could just lend everybody that showed up a new crew. I used to be able to do that. That's how much Malifaux I had back in the day. Didn't matter how many people showed up to our event. We had plenty of crews between me and Jake, the other henchman. Like, we're like, what do you need? Oh, okay, here, use this. You want a bar Colette? No. But yeah. All right, one more. It's a little more highlight on the robot. What have you been up to, dude? Yeah, and are you still, so Pedro, you're still out there? Yeah, 26th of June. You grab, okay. Let me see if, I'll see if I can find it. I don't have an easy way to contact you. So I don't know. But I'll see if I can find it. Because I remember seeing it there. Now, granted, it is the second edition box, but they haven't updated that box anyway. Hey, what's up, Sean? So that's what you'd be looking at anyway for Riva. That model, the Riva model, is so cool. All right. Pretty good. Okay. And we're going to calm all this down with a little wash. It's no biggie. No biggie. And then this, actually, that's going to be just like a regular blade over there. But for now, let's get all that in. Oh, that would be cool. Yeah, if Ryan wanted to join, for sure, man. And it's kind of a thing too, where like, you know, if we have an active group of people playing games, we can bring back the other games, right? We can. I would get a little more latitude to host more Guild Ball tournaments too, if we wanted to do that. Whew. Okay, cool. So we'll do that. Yeah, I think this week I am going to try to put together my EVS crew for explorers. Let's have a look at this. This is one of the newer crews, right? So this is the Maxine core box. Let's see if I can take the price tag off this. So yeah, just to give you an idea, they have some. This box has some cool models in it, right? Well, let's pan up a little bit, right? So you got Maxine. Sorry for the glare. She looks kind of like an Amelia Earhart type. Definitely with her totem being basically Icaros. You have her cybernetic henchman, Kaya Manimi. And then you get 3 of these machinist guys. Oh, Super Fantasy Brawl. I've heard of the game, never tried it. Was that Super Fantasy Brawl Kickstarter only? I forget. So yeah, um, this is the cool keyword, but the reason why I'm getting that keyword, we're not saving that, is because let's go back to cards. And let's go like this and that. And keyword, good. Whoops. All right. So in the EVS keyword, this is the dude we're talking about right here. Harata Nyagatoro. All right, one sec, guys. All right. So Harata Nyagatoro, right? Okay. 9 soulstone. The important thing for me, EVS and performer keyword, right? So playable in Colette, which is awesome. Nice defense there. You know, average stats up here. 9 health is not great for a 9 cost model, but that's okay. It's still solid. 9 health is still solid. It's what you'd expect. And then this is an interest. So let's look at abilities here. Enemy model within 4 suffering damage from poison. It gains distracted +1, which is nice. Just another way to throw around distracted with a performer keyword. Then you have deep discovery. So this is the so anytime you have a keyword, there's generally an ability associated with the keyword. It does not mean that every model that has that keyword has this ability, but you see it paired most often. So with EVS, the thing you see most often, the ability is deep discovery. Okay, so once per activation, when this model would cheat fate, it may discard a card to cheat fate with the top non-joker card of the opposing player's discard pile. That is really nice. If you flip a duel and the opposing player has a high card in their discard pile, and it's not a joker, you could say, okay, well, I had a shitty hand this round. I'm just going to discard that and use your, the 11 or the 13 that you just flipped as the card, the value of the card. That's a really nice ability, right? It just really nice little manipulation there. Distraction. Enemy models within 2 inches of this model suffer a negative to willpower duels. Again, very strong in Colette because there's a lot of willpower duels that crew is capable of doing. And this is a really nice ability. Echoes of the Ocean. Once per turn, before a scheme marker would be removed within 4, this model may drop a scheme marker into base contact with it. That's crazy good. So, I'm going to steal your, I'm going to deny you points at the end of a game. So I'm going to interact with your scheme marker, and you're going to be like, okay, I'll just drop mine there. I'll just drop another one there. Or, actually, I think this still counts at the end of the turn too, which is disgusting. So even if you had the same, that's gross. So even if you had this, if I'm interpreting this right, if you have the same scheme as the opponent, they're going to pick up their marker to score a scheme, and you could very well just drop your marker there and try to score the same scheme. Crazy. reconfigure off of crows. This model may treat any crow card it cheats fate with as having a value of 9. That's disgustingly good. Okay? That is disgustingly good. And again, in a crew like a Colette crew that does not really use crows a whole lot, you get some low crows in your hand, and this dude is really solid. Okay? Let's look at the back of the card. Oh, can I go? Come on. Ugh. Ugh. No. Like it. There we go. Just a little harder to do this on the PC. Okay. Attack actions. So 2-inch melee range, stat 6. 3, 4, 5 damage. That's fire right there. You want a minimum 3 beater for 9 soul stones, and you got one. Colette is one thing Colette did not have. She did not have access at all to minimum 3 damage outside of her own sword trick, which buries you 2. And believe it or not, I know you guys don't agree with me, but believe it or not, there are times where you want to do the damage and not bury the target or Colette. So this is nice. You've got an infect trigger here off of crows, so this is what you're going to use your high crows for. And then remember, when you suffer damage from that poison, you will also gain distracted. Just reminding you how cool that is, right? So you get the infect trigger there, and then you can also do blast damage off of a book. I mean, that's still really good though, considering it's a 3-4-5 track. That's still really nice. Crash against the waves. Here's a ranged attack. 8-inch range, stat 6, going for a 10. And this puts down a shockwave. All right, shockwave 1, movement 13 dual, or damage 1 and distracted +1. Nice. That's a nice cheap ability. For a 4, you can force a movement 13 dual. So if you got something slow in the back, particularly like snipers and those types of characters, this is a nice way to deal with that. Off the book trigger, remove any one scheme marker touching the pulse generated by the shockwave. That's also really, really nice, right? Now, if you do, what's interesting is, if you do this close enough to yourself, right, when that scheme marker gets removed, you can drop your own scheme marker there. Whoa, not now. Stop. No. All right. Okay, so that's cool. Ah, cannot. Hey, move. Ah, just not as. So bear that in mind. That's kind of cool. If you shot somebody with that, and you got this trigger, and here's the other thing too. The target doesn't have to fail this movement 13 duel for you to declare the trigger. So you can just remove that scheme marker and drop your own scheme marker as long as you're within 4 of that scheme marker. That's pretty dope. And then this also has the infect trigger. Again, really nice because you're now causing distract when they take the damage from it. And then blowback is also that's pretty nice. But really, I like these two. I like these top 2 triggers up here. Okay, this is now we're talking about the meat here, right? Haka. I know we haven't done much painting, guys. I'm sorry. More interested in talking about this. So the Haka, okay? It's a bonus tactical action. It's got a range of 4, stat 6 on target number 14. So it does require a high card. You do need an 8 to do this. But again, you can do this with a low crow. You can do this by cheating in a low crow and just calling it a 9. All right? So You can choose one of the abilities up below until the end phase. Friendly models within range that share a keyword with this model gain the chosen ability. All right. So, Nieri. Enemy models ignore any positives to their opposed duels or damage flips against this model. That's really nice. That's really nice. A little tanky Haka ability there. Let's see. Peru. I don't know if I'm saying that right. After an enemy model fails an opposed duel with this model by 3 or more, it suffers 1 damage. That's also amazing. Okay, think about this real quick. All right, think about this real quick. If you're within 2 inches of this model, you suffer a negative to your willpower duels. Okay. Ugh, I can't do it. There we go. And if you have this Haka up, and you're being attacked by, I don't know, let's call it one of Colette's attacks that's a stat 7 against willpower, facing a negative to that duel. If you fail the duel by 3 or more, you suffer a damage. If that duel also has a crow on it, if you don't discard a card, you're going to suffer 3 additional damage. So, again, I feel like this model so much better in Performer than EVS, right? Because, like, those two are both really good abilities. Both of these are both super good abilities, right? And then the third one here, Tutu. I'm not even going to bother trying to pronounce these. But anyways, after this model drops a scheme marker, move any one model. Okay, I'm just going to stop. Move any one model. Okay, move any one model. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you are a master, a totem, anything. Move any one model within 3 inches of the dropped marker up to 3 inches. Oh, man. Okay. Why is that so good in Performer? Well, you guys know about Performer, right? Performer, they typically have the Don't Mind Me ability, meaning they can drop scheme markers whether or not they've engaged, whether or not they have retreated. They can just drop a scheme marker. Now, imagine your Performer in combat needing to get out of combat. They drop a scheme marker because they can. They push your model 3 inches out of melee with them, and they give it distracted +1. Oof. Oof, oof, oof. And if they push it the right way, to put it, like, there's all kinds of messed up crap you can do with that, honestly. Yeah, there's all kinds of messed up crap you can do with that in Performer, right? Hey, what's up, Shadowcat? So yeah, so yes, Jason, you can only choose one of these, but let me show you there's more. Hold on. Let me show you why this is so good, man. And I shouldn't be telling you this. I should just be waiting until we play a game and going, gotcha! Like all those punks. But anyway, anyways, I will show you why this is so dope. Okay? Because I'm going to go down to... Come on. We don't want... No. Here's my girl. Alright? You know I like blondes. Okay? You know that. But here's the reason why I like my girl so much. Okay? So she has Don't Mind Me, just like we said. She has Celebrity, so she can give you the +1 to gain. She can drop a scheme marker to gain distracted +1. But what I really like about her, well, I love you too, Colette, but what I really like about Cassandra in particular is this ability here called Upstage. Once per activation, select one of the target's tactical actions that does not attach upgrades or list a model by name. Friendly only, the model may take the selected action. So in other words, because where's that homeboy? Where'd he go? Hey, stop. So back to this dude. Because that is a tactical action. Now, it doesn't count as her bonus action. It's just a tactical action. Because it's a tactical action that does not name a model by name, guess how many Haka you can put up? You can have 2 Haka. You can have 2 Haka. That's right. You can have that dope Asian dude dancing the Haka, and you could have everyone's favorite blonde dancing the Haka. Okay? Is that not dope? That's pretty dope. I'm just saying. That's pretty dope. That's right. You can have 2 different Haka for the Haka. Now, you don't want to do that all the time, and yeah, it's a little situational. It also means that Cassandra doesn't get to do somebody else's cool trick that turn. But if you, I mean, even just doubling the aura on the defensive Haka is grossly strong, right? Like you get, you can basically remove the ability of your enemy to use positives on duels in basically an 8-inch radius. That's pretty dope, right? And because upstage is an 8-inch range, you can put up the 2 Haka. You can put up 2 different Hakas really where you want them, right? Man. Anyways, that concludes our theory crafting on why Haka is so dope. But this character, I mean, come on, this guy by himself is already hot fire. Just look like he's a minimum 3 dude, causing poison, causing distraction, 2-inch melee range, and just the stuff he does with his scheme manipulation is really good. Okay? But you're thinking, oh, but Octave, he's very slow. He has a movement of 5, which is just average. But remember, you're putting him on Colette. You know how you can put, with the Colette crew, you can put a model almost anywhere you want because you have Colette. So, anyways, and he's an early activation. He's an early turn 2 activation or a very late turn 1 activation, right? Because you kind of want a back-to-back activation. See if you can actually kill something with this dude because he is a minimum 3 beater with a stat 6. So, pretty sick. Anyways, yeah. Questions, comments, threats? Are you guys mad? He's dope. He's dope. Oh, man. Okay. Anyways, let's look at some other stuff. I'm sorry that I'm not painting much. We should paint more, but come on. Like, come on. That's awesome. Anywho, so I gave it a little bit of thought what you can do with the dude who dances a Haka. Because why not? I just think it's an important thing to do. An important thing to think about. Anyways, let's keep painting this snack guy. But yeah, let me know. Questions, comments, threats. Do you guys think I'm full of? You think I'm full of it? Is the theory crafting gone too far? You know, just the thought of having fat Asian dude and blonde white girl both dancing the haka in a game of Malifaux, like that right there is cool enough to warrant haka shit to happen. So. Ooh. All right, so it looks like it's weird. They just paint this whole thing that color. Seems kind of odd. But whatever, we'll do it. I'll follow the cover art unless Nelson tells me otherwise that he wants something specific. I feel like that crew is just. I feel like the EVS keyword is very strong because you get the deep treasures and all that stuff, and you get really nice hand manipulation. And if you remember how that dude, like he really works off of crows. Well, that Maxine lady, she can declare what suit she wants that ability on each turn. So that's kind of what makes her so strong. Is it fun? Not as fun as like making a dude do the haka and throwing him around the table to wreck shit. No, not as fun as that, but it's very practical and it's very strong. And that's kind of where explorers are in my mind. Like explorers they're very strong. Everybody acknowledges that. But me personally, I don't think their shit is as cool to do as the shit I just described. Just the ski marker manipulation alone is pretty nuts. I think the thing that's going to be very hard though with a character like that is you're going to activate that character, you're going to put up a haka, you're going to put up the haka you think you need, and then in the middle of the turn you're going to realize, oh shit, I should have put up the other one. Right? That's what Jason was talking about. Well, you can only do one. Right? You can do two with Cassandra on the board, and that's kind of cool. But even then, there's still an awful lot of planning and forethought that needs to go into doing, like, really making the best use of that. But is it cool? It's pretty damn cool, guys. Pretty damn cool. Okay. Anyways, we gotta wait a whole month or whatever before we can even try any of that. Cover art's good, but the other single head dragon with wings, you can make him dark steel with twin head silver. Okay. Okay, I'll confirm that as I paint those. Yeah, because what I'll do, if you want those steel and silver, I'll prime them black underneath and then start just rock some metallics underneath all that. Right? It's interesting that they nerfed with Colette. They nerfed her damage track, and then they nerfed the Steampunk Arachnid Swarm, which was at the time my primary beater on the Colette crew, just to give it back in the form of that dude. These game designers. All right. Cool stuff going on here. So what else is going on, guys? Anyone working on some cool projects over this long weekend? Okay. So it's just an undercoat to get the, right? Because eventually he's going to have red skin under there, right? So now I want, so now I need to undercoat all the parts that are going to be yellow, and I need a high hiding, I need like a high hiding bone color, or even like a gray would be good. Let's see what we got here. That's my problem with Malfoy, is I absolutely love my Colette crew. You guys know that. You guys know that painfully well. Just love that crew. Just can't. There's so much interesting crap you can do with that crew. And yes, I know it's a pain in the ass to play against, and I'm sorry. It's very frustrating. I get it. But it's so fun. The only way, here's what I would recommend. If you're playing against me and you know, it's just very frustrating to play against the Colette crew, I would suggest buying a Colette crew. No, seriously, I would. I would suggest buying a Colette crew and playing it. And being like, oh, this is really interesting. Because then I think you would appreciate it a little bit more. Plus, you would also know from from backstage how to take apart this crew. You'd be like, oh, okay. That's how you do it. Feel like I should pick up Terracotta Warriors and Samurai. They're super cool models. Chris tells me they're not great, but I mean, who cares, honestly? People say ice dancers aren't very good. I love ice dancers. You know how I roll. Love ice dancers. Alright, so we're just gonna undercoat this. Whoa. Okay, and then the rest of this. Do all these little holes. Mei Fang. Terracotta models are sweet. Oh, you're gonna put. Oh, I see. You're gonna put Terracotta Warriors into a Mei Fang crew. I have no idea how that would work. Hey, you know what? We have the Malfoy app up, folks. Let's look it up. I know I'm supposed to be painting. Terracotta Warrior. What's the... Are they versatile, Sean? I don't see them. Whoa. Did I pass? There it is. Terracotta Warrior. Okay. Hey, what's up, Spaz? Never in a million years I'd hear you shilling for the game. Not that it's a big deal. Really? You know, most of the early content on this channel was all Malifaux based, right? It's like one of the things about that actually had a lot of people following this channel at one point is because I covered a lot of Malifaux stuff when there was Malifaux content was very hard to come by on YouTube. Let's see. All right, cost 4. You can take up to 3 of them, and they're versatile. Defense 5, willpower 4, that sucks. Movement 4, that sucks, but it's okay. Armor 1, good, and ruthless, and 4 health. For a 4 cost model, okay, nothing too big. Okay, let's go. Oop. I'm just trying to do this on my on my mouse. There, come on. There you go. Okay. Clay Fist, very unimpressive, but the little book target for slow. Okay. Mold of the Other. Name a friendly minion or enforcer that was killed this game. Okay, it's a stat 6 and a target number nothing. Target number of this action is equal to 10 mask plus the cost of the name model. So replace this model with the name model, then the new model heals 3. That's interesting. That's an interesting thing. That's interesting. I don't know. Would you use that on a 5 soulstone rail worker? So you'd need a 9 mask to bring back a 5 soulstone rail worker? I don't know. Okay. Well, hold on. Let's get back to this. And then, that's what you said. Okay. Just like you. Let's see. Once per activation, target a model with a higher cost than this model. Select one of the model's non-bonus tactical actions that does not attach upgrades or name a model by name. This model may take a selected action with a penalty to -2 to its stat. That's not bad. That's not bad. I don't know. I do not quite see. I mean, to me, you take the model because it's cool. I don't know. I don't know enough about 10T Meifeng to really figure out what specific advantage a Terracotta Warrior would have. Maybe just the idea that it would make something like a Metal Gammon very hard to deal with. This Mold of the Other, it's a minion or enforcer. So you can go all the way up to the Metal Golem with that, which would require a red Joker to replace. It's for bringing back King. You can't bring back King because he's a... yeah, that's right. You can't bring him back because he is a henchman. Okay. Anything else that we need? Oh, all of these little gems are yellow as well. Okay, so let's just undercoat them all. Whoop. Okay. They are very cool. Terracotta Warriors. I do think Malifaux is one of those games where you can take what people consider to be kind of bad models and make them good by figuring out a specific interaction or a specific way you want to run them. It's one of the things I really like about the game, actually. It's like, in Guild Ball, there are players that are just objectively bad. They're just not good players. You just don't put them on your team, and you just pretend that they don't exist. And it's a shame, because a lot of times it's like, oh, I really like the model for this character, or you might like the fluff for the character, or whatever. But, with Guild Ball being such an objective information game, there are going to be players that just flat out are not good, right? We're looking at you, Vet Honor. Vet Honor is absolutely and objectively bad for Guild Ball. Don't play her. Don't even think about her. Put her on the shelf. Say you're sorry to her because she has such an absolutely horrendous rule set, and then just move on, right? Malfoy does not have to be that way. Right? You can challenge that. Yes. Cost is, for that. So it gets very expensive, obviously. Once you get to, you cannot, if you get to a 10 cost model, it's going to cost you your red Joker. That's just the way to look at it. All right. Little bit of black gray to undercoat the metallic with. And then we'll start. Okay, so these little deal-a-ma-gigs here, and this deal-a-ma-gig here. And this deal-a-ma-gig here, and here. Okay, and there's not a whole lot else besides the axe here. Twin of the Lone Samurai because you like the model. That's cool. I really do think that Malifaux, you should stick religiously to that idea of playing the models that you like the best. Right? What is your favorite looking crew? You should be running that crew. Is it bad? Maybe. But run it anyway. Because that's how you play Malifaux and remain happy. Pick the stuff that looks super cool, run that stuff, and just be good with your life, right? Just whatever happens, it's fine. Just be good with it. All right. Sufficiently undercoated. Let's get some red down for the skin. Let me just doink that right there. Okay. And let's get some red. Whoop. I want to play more Malifaux, but I just want the games to last only an hour. That's my truth. Can we just figure out how to get the games down to an hour? Then I would be super, super duper happy. Right? Life would be great if we could do that. Red is too dark. I'll have a good looking red down here. Gotta. Red is too light. That red is okay. Let's try it. Oh, it's not. Oh, whatever. That's how you live your Malifaux life. Pick the crew that looks the coolest. And then when you figure out the cool stuff it does, just try to do ridiculously hilarious stuff with it. All right. And let's go ahead and it's a little too dark, that red. A little dark. It's okay. Just means we highlight it again. Right? I still like that sunburned flesh going down first because it's a really nice undercoat for this. You can see it's the red. Normally this red is going to have a hard time covering over that intense green. But right, it is making the snack look a little Christmassy. 25 soul stones, maybe, Jason. I mean, there's henchman hardcore. I just don't know. Like 25 soul stones is okay. I'm just wondering, do you get enough game out of it? 35 seems to be good, but we couldn't really get 35 soulstone games to under an hour either. Oh, I forgot. I need to. Okay. Whoa. Okay. Right, not bad. Getting there. We would all maybe have to find out simple teams. I don't even know about that. I think you can get the games to an hour. Well, no, let me back up. You can get the games probably to 90 minutes, I think. I think you can get games reliably down to 90 minutes. Once everybody is very clear on how to do the duels and how to, make decisions, timely decisions about their crews. I know in our prime we were able to get Malifaux games to about 90 minutes, but that was just like we know we're flipping cards. It's like stat 6 against your defense 5, and we just know, and you do the math a little bit faster each time, and then that works great. Let's see. I guess we're doing this fluorescent yellow. Or maybe just. Yeah, I think we can get them down to 90 minutes. That would also have to include crew building. So keep that in mind. You'd have to be able to build your crew, select your strats and your schemes, and play through and score stuff fast. Yellow's not. Is this yellow enough? No, it's not. I need to get a more intense yellow. I need to be more like that type of yellow. It's a little orange. Maybe this type of yellow. That's on. Sure, I have a better yellow. Oh, you know what? Screw all of that. Let's just use ink. Ink will get us there faster. Ink is your friends, folks. Inks are nice. They help get you there. Hold on, let me paint in this deal-a-ma-gig right there. Alright. Time to do some inks. So yeah, inks instantly get you that yellow that you want. Look at that. Inks are nice and bright. There you go. There you go. It's a little Australian. And because it's a lighting effect and you're using an ink, it's not the end of the world if you're a little out of bounds on your painting. It's okay. Isn't that nice? There's the moral of the story, kids. Inks are great. Don't be afraid of them. Okay. Anyone have any questions, comments, or threats while we're breezing through this little robot here? This Monsterpocalypse? All right. Yeah, really itching to play. Hopefully we can line up some games soon. 35 Soulstone games would be good for you know, for us while we're getting our bearings. So I wouldn't be opposed to playing 35 Soulstone game. You know, I miss a few of my toys. That's okay. But I could play around with some really hilarious stuff. Bam. You know, not bad. Not bad. Let's get this. Oh, sorry for knocking the camera around. Bad part about Malfoy is looking into another crew and saying that may be fun. Yeah, for sure. There's a bunch of crews that I'm like, oh, that's fun. That's fun. I want to play that. But then knowing yourself, I know that I would want to play it for about a week and then I would want to stop. Right? Jacob Lynch probably being one of those crews that I really would want to play for about a week and then stop. All right. A little bit of chrome. Right here. Right? Chrome there, chrome there. Forgot to get the yellow on the inside of the antenna there, which we'll get. Okay. And then really, only thing left to do is get this. But yeah, probably best advice. Pick up the keyword that you think is the coolest looking thing you've ever seen and play that. And don't stop playing it despite having lost your first, 6 to 12 games of Malifaux. Just keep playing it. Just keep playing it. Get used to it. Unless you play it a couple times and you're like, you know what, this really isn't the playstyle that I was hoping it would be, right? You're right. If you're like, I'm picking up this crew because I expect them to be, a melee beat stick team, and then they ended up being more of a area control ranged team or something like that, then yeah, swap out. But I mean, otherwise, get to know the game. Like don't force yourself into, or don't start shopping for other crews just because you're not doing great out of the gate. Okay. Pretty good, guys. What do you think? Pretty good. BuzzFeed crew's missing. Yeah, we were talking about that crew today, Sean. That crew is like, it could be very fun because it doesn't kill anything, but it also just messes with scheme markers, and it gives you and the guys are always walking around with free focus. So that could be a cool thing, right? All right. A weird thing to me is I feel like that. Why? Okay, let me show you the box art on this thing, and you guys can help me understand. Why aren't these teeth actually painted in? Right? Why? Why? Shouldn't that have? Shouldn't those be bone color? Am I just missing something? Right? Those teeth? I guess not. Maybe they're not true teeth. Maybe it's just like a beak. Who knows? Who knows? Right? I don't know. To me, it looks like you would want that. Like, that would be kind of cool. I don't know. But yeah. Whatever. It looks cool to me. Anyway. Okay. You know what we will do? Let's do this. Because it is bugging me just a little bit. Okay. I'm going to let's get ourselves a little highlight color. Little highlight color. And we'll use that. Ooh, no, that's wrong. That's pretty good. We'll use this with a little bit of white. That's kind of a nice color. In fact, it won't be white. We'll use this fun blonde, creamy ivory. Models based off of Pokemon. That's cool. It's a cool model. Okay. Get a touch of red in there. Okay. All right. So I guess you don't do. We're not going to do a full. We won't do a full like white teeth painting thing. We'll just get in a highlight, right? Because that's what the box art just kind of has, a little highlight there, right? We'll do. Right, not looking for the most drastic thing in the world. Just a highlight. Okay. Pretty cool. Last thing I want to do on this. Can't find it. Just a little armor wash on the silver. Right. Just to calm it down a little bit. Right. Drop the shadows that we want. Okay. Yeah, overall, I do like the model. It's very fun. Very fun paint. You know, Monpoc tends to be. And I'm glad I took the little break so that I could come back and enjoy this one. And then it sounds like the other ones that I'm working on, Nelson wants them to kind of have more metallic type colors, which is cool. So we'll figure that out. All right. Otherwise, the other thing I can do here, Malfoy terrain's cool. Yes, it's definitely cool. Let's see. Do I have a good, like, emerald green type wash? Well, kind of. I kind of do. Let's use an oldie, like an old school Beal tan green shade. Let's do that. This is kind of a nice way to soften up, you know, the lines that we created from dry brushing by applying this shade. And you don't need to put down a very heavy coating of it. We're just really kind of using it to give us a little bit of shadow and soften up that dry brush, like I said. Right? Okay, so you can see all this going down. Looks pretty good. Right, see how that, I'm not drastically altering the color, but I am softening up all the dry brush that I did on it. Okay. So yeah, doing pretty well overall. Kind of happy about how this guy's turning out. He's nice and smooth looking, which is good, right? And because this wash is going down so thin, I do not expect to get any sort of pooling from this. It's just going to look great. Okay. All right. It's one type of terrain I wouldn't mind loads. Yeah, it's true. I have some really cool Malifaux terrain that I'll break out when we get to our events and stuff. All right. All right, folks. I think we are there. I think we are there. I'll put this away. Let me give you guys a glimpse too of the other minis that are done here. So there's that. And then also as part of this commission, you may have seen these guys this past Wednesday. We have this dude, right? The purple gold guy. And you got this dude who's like the purple gray guy. Kind of cool. I like the pink lighting. And then we got this thing. The Gribbly thing. Also quite cool. Okay, so anyways, that's where we're at with this Monsterpocalypse commission. What's left are these two things, right? So we've got the two-headed dragon thing, and then we got this guy, right? And I think what you were saying is, Nelson, you wanted. Oh, I'm gonna remove the M3E thing. I think you were saying you wanted one of these to be silver and you wanted the other one to be just kind of a dark steel. So we'll work on that. We'll work on that later. But yeah, so those are going to be up next. But for tonight, we did finish this cool thing, the Snacky Man. I like the Snacky Man. Ooh, hold on. Cool. I don't want that pooling to happen there, so I'm just going to remove that. Okay, cool. So Snacky Man. Ooh, got a little pooling. Ooh, not the best. Snacky Man's is pretty awesome. All right, so I guess with that, it's now 11 o'clock. Not that we have to get up early, but I am going to, I think my 4-year-old is still running around, so I'm going to see if I can help put him to bed. So anyways, that is going to do it for this video. I want to thank everyone for watching. Have a good night, guys. And yeah, we'll catch you on the next one.